Alright, welcome back guys. It's your first time here. I'm Vision here of Entertainment guys in our video. Today we're talking about the upcoming Power Rangers reboot series. Now Power Rangers Sunshine Instant, don't forget to hit subscribe button down below, hit that bell icon, there's more Power Rangers content from me moving forward. Now let's begin. Now, today I want to be talking about the upcoming Power Rangers reboot series. Now, when the reboot series was first announced, I was kind of for it, but also against it. Because when Hasbro first announced it, they kind of framed it as a clean slate. After 30 years, kind of brushing away what happened over the past 30 years and starting from scratch. Which I didn't like. I didn't like the idea that they kind of were scrapping what had happened the past 30 years and starting their own thing. But at the same time, where I'm going to contradict myself is, I think that kind of having a clear slate and doing something different in their own kind of way was a smart thing to do to make themselves look different than what had been done for the past 30 years. Now, I think PR has done something interesting because PR, and this is where I think they should have gone and could go, depending on what they want to do. PR has done this thing where I don't know if you'd say accidentally or fell ass backwards or whatever you want to say, created their own multiverse. You got the main PR universe, the RPM universe, and then the Dino Charge universe. And maybe even some people might include the comic universe. But they pretty much accidentally created their own multiverse in a way. I don't think RPM probably was originally meant to be in its own universe. I think that they saw it as the final season, so like, let's end the world here. And then when Saban bought PR, they kind of had to put it in a different universe because it wouldn't make sense. So yeah, again, RPM is a good enough season where it warrants and is okay being its own universe and kind of works. Dino Charge kind of didn't think things fully through when they did their season finale, which caused it. I don't know if they didn't think things through or they actually plan on it being in their own universe. I don't think they did, but they pretty much fell like into a trap where they had to put Dino Charge into its own universe. You know, but this is where I go. I think that what they should have done or should do is use the original series and have an event that goes on that creates this new universe that Hasbro would now work with. You know, kind of do what Marvel is planning to do with Secret Wars, where you have this big event that destroys, like, the multiverse, whatever you want to call it, and at the end of it all, you start fresh with this new Hasbro era, or Hasbro series. You could also still keep those universes, but also have this new universe. And PR could easily work this through, because you have 2 seasons that are focused in the future and revolve around time travel. All you need to do is use Time Force or SPD and have there be some kind of issue that they go back in time to fix, only to cause like an apocalyptic event that causes like the universe to start falling apart, similar to like what they're doing with the MCU. Granted, I know a lot of people don't like the MCU right now and what they're doing. Again, PR could probably figure out a way to do it. They've always done pretty good trying to work these stories out. But I think that it would have been a smart move using like a time travel season to set something up that would lead to the fall of one of these universes and the creation of a new universe, which is a whole new sandbox that Hasbro can create their own Ranger team and whatnot. They have their own new universe, but you also can keep intact the RPM, Dino Charge, and Prime PR universe that has been created for the past 30 years. You have access to all that stuff, plus you have this new series that you can use as a complete new slate, and if you want, you can connect into the old seasons. Like, perfect thing to do. I think PR, in a way, did a real good job creating a multiverse, whether it be on purpose or just coincidental or by accident. And again, we're in 2025. This would have been a perfect thing to do with it being the 20-year anniversary of SPD. It's a time travel season. Why not do a special there where you cause an event that causes issues that would create a new multiverse or new universe that would allow the Hasbro writers to create their own universe. Again, I don't think people are thinking that way, and writers probably aren't. People behind the scenes probably aren't. Maybe I'm just a stupid fan that thinks is just writing some fanfic here. But I think if I was a writer there, I'd look at it saying, okay, it's the 25th year of its 20-year anniversary of SPD, a time traveling season, but we also want to create our new universe for Hasbro. But let's be respectful to the old fans and keep what is already there. So let's use this anniversary season of SPD to cause an event that would create this new universe. You know, something like that, where like you have the SPD Rangers having to go in time, back in time, or going somewhere in history to fix a problem. That problem ends up spurting its own new timeline or universe or something like that, which they need to somehow figure out to fix. Again, maybe bring in the Time Force Rangers. They kind of work together, and you get this new kind of this plot that revolves around them saving the Prime PR timeline, but in the process they're able to save the PR timeline, but as a result they create this new universe that allows Hasbro to do their own thing, but also allows the original 30 years of history to remain intact. Because that's one thing I'm worried about, is that they're just kind of gonna somewhat erase the past 30 years of history. I hope they don't. I hope they're respectful to all the older fans and don't do that, especially for people who enjoy some of the best seasons like Time Force, SPD, In Space. So, like, don't do something like that. I think it's also disrespectful to some of the actors who have passed and everything there. So I think that would, like, it would have been the perfect storm of events to happen. You're in the 20-year anniversary of SPD. You're almost at the 25th anniversary of Time Force. You could have added that way to it. You could even done it that way. Like, have, like, part one take place this year in 2025 as the anniversary season for SPD. And then part two take place in 2026 as the anniversary season of Time Force. Both seasons are time travel sort of based seasons that take place in the future, and we also have time travel elements to them. So, like, you could have done both of those, and paid homage to both seasons, along with setting up this new reboot era. Again, I'm just a fan. I don't know a whole lot about writing. I've kind of looked into it a little bit. I am no writer. I might be writing a fanfic here, but I think it would have been a great move to do this where they travel back in time. Some event occurs during that time, and the Time Force and SPD Rangers have to work together to fix it. In the process, a new universe is created. Maybe bring somebody Rangers from the Prime universe and stick them into this new universe, and they can cross over that way. Like, there's so many things you could have done, especially using time travel with SPD and Time Force, with it being their anniversary seasons, that it just is a disappointment. I already did a whole video, I'll link it at the end, about like how they should have done a Time Force anniversary special. If you haven't seen that, I did it at the beginning of the year. So if you haven't checked that out, I highly recommend you checking it out. I'll add it at the end of the video. But again, I think it would have been a perfect way to do a special paying homage to SPD, and then doing one to pay homage to Time Force next year, in a way that also helps create this new universe for PR to work in. Now, this doesn't mean that when Hasbro starts next year with their new universe or TV show, because again, we don't know, this new this new series or reboot series that they're dropping on Disney Plus could still take place in the Prime universe. That might be very much true. But for when they say reboot series, I always think of it being as a new thing. And, I mean, they could easily just say it takes place in another universe and keep both of the other universes intact. That's easy to do, but I think it would just been a cool thing to do to connect old seasons and the original run-up PR with this new reboot series and new run-up PR that's about to start. But, those are just my thoughts, opinions. Like, I'm just a fan. I always say this. I don't think fans should write or be working on the show with professional writers because fans don't know what the F they want half the time and are just writing fanfic. But I do think sometimes a writer or fan in the writing room and creators room can be helpful. Just don't give them the keys to the whole lot to do whatever they want and writing. You know, give them kid gloves and kind of be there as the assistant. Don't give them the full keys to write the entire season. That's just a recipe for disaster. Someone like Amy Jo, like we've heard, might be coming back, is perfect. She is not, while she kind of is a fan. She worked on PR. She's familiar with that. She's done writing before, so she works better off than some fan who would pretty much write fanfic stuff. And this kind of, I feel like, is what I'm doing, is writing a fanfic here, which I don't really like, but this is something that I've been thinking about for the past few weeks and days. And I just want to kind of give up my thoughts, opinions on what you guys know, just due to the fact that the year is almost over. It was a 25-year anniversary of SPD, which I think the fact that they didn't do an anniversary special is disappointing. And I think they should have done one. It could have helped lead into this new universe. But, those are, again, just my thoughts, opinions. There are a lot of things I wish they would have done with PR, Hasbro. But, they're doing their own thing right now, trying to figure out what they want to do. They probably had other things on their mind. Granted, they probably could have. But also, again, this also plays into whether or not they could have gotten the actors to come back to play an SPD season. Maybe the actors are busy. You don't know. Maybe they tried to, but the actors are busy. I never liked the idea to bring them back and just be in suits, because I just feel like that's just a weak kind of storytelling and just doesn't add in enough oomph. Like, I wouldn't want them to have done one where it's just them in suits the whole time, or them to recast them. I would have hated both of those options. So in a way, if that was the case, I'm glad we didn't get an anniversary season. But I do wish that there was something that they could have done to celebrate the anniversary of SPD, and maybe also set up the new Reboot series in its own universe. But again, those are just my thoughts, opinions. Let me know yours. Do you wish they would have done an SPD anniversary special thing that also led into this new Reboot series? Are you glad they didn't? Do you wish they kind of would have gone somewhere in the middle? Or do you agree with me and kind of wish they would have done something for the anniversary? All that good stuff in the comment section down below. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts, opinions regarding the upcoming Power Rangers Reboot series, creating its own new universe. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to get a big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to hit subscribe button down below, hit that bell icon, there's some more Power Rangers content from me moving forward. And you can follow me on Twitter, which I linked the best section on our YouTube channel. As always, I'm Vision here, One Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.